the pandemic has caused a once in a generation forced break of customer habits. Again, in travel, hospitality, retail, consumer products, and a fundamental rethinking of customer needs and expectations. Think about the role, the enhanced role of safety and trust in value propositions. And the result is this blinding mix of havoc and innovation. So let's pile on. Let's pile on with continued uncertainty about society's ability to contain the disease progression, which in combination with the geopolitical machinations, which Frank expertly described, drives a murky at best economic outlook. Add the necessity to reconfigure supply chains or to weigh changing sources and durability of advantages, or to reconsider the makeup and shape of corporate portfolios. That's a recipe for challenge, for change, and for some opportunity. And now that we're well past the initial shock and acute phase of the pandemic, enlightened executives, enlightened boards, I'm sure many of you out there are part of enlightened boards, they're confronting this challenge and the uncertainty head on. So how are they doing so? They're doing so by seeking the ground truth. They're doing so by embracing uncertainty and embedding it in their decision making. And that requires considering and weighing the impact of different, divergent possible futures. That's part of the lessons of what we've heard from both Frank and Janice to this point as well. They're doing so by testing the assumptions that underpin their pre-pandemic strategies. They're doing so by applying more precision to their resource allocation, cost reduction, and growth. And they're doing so by moving with smart speed, which means knowing the difference between when you have to make fast decisions, which many of us faced at the beginning of the pandemic, and or where you have to move quickly, with where you may have or benefit from time. Now, of course, boards have an important role to play in strategy, not in setting strategy. That's management's responsibility. But by contributing, provoking, and vetting wisely, and ultimately confirming confidently strategy. So how do boards do that? How do individual board members, how do all of you do that? Well, you do that by asking deliberate, not haphazard questions, because questions drive work. You do so by helping to extend management's time horizon, help management get out of the today into the future. You do so by demanding to see and weigh alternatives. And you do so by being smart about speed. And so, Richard, for me, the likelihood that you can just wait for the crisis to pass or some version of past, in essence, to hibernate, for most on this call, that'd be foolhardy. The industries are changing. Customer needs are changing in front of us. Competitors are taking positions where they have the wherewithal, the financial resources, and the acumen and energy to do so. And so there's no question that the choices organizations make or forego today will have profound consequences for their futures. And as Abraham Lincoln is reported to have once said, and I think it's particularly appropriate at this moment, you can't escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today.